Of course, been quite a long time. We are back here for the 6th round of the XciteRacingLeague PlayStation 4 GT3 and Special Races broadcast. Tonight, we're going into one of those blue ribbon events. It's going to be Aussie V8's, the Ford Falcons, going around the Bathurst track at Mount Panorama in Australia. When you think of Australian racing, you think of Melbourne's Albert Park. You think also of the legendary races at Adelaide, but Mount Panorama has generated a legendary 1,000-kilometre race, which anything can happen as you go through a tight, twisty mountain. Taking a quick look at the old championship standings. Now, at the moment, we've got football 6-7-6-1 in a surprise lead. He's in third place. Holy Dogs on 70s at the top of the order. Secondly, we've got Dan RC 2010 on 69. And we've got Ace Killer 15 on 68. I do apologise, the order has not been corrected, but that is the top four at the moment, covered by just 4 points. Really close. And behind them, we've got Skarky on 47. He's got himself back in the saddle after victory at Laguna Seca. And then at 40 points, we've also got underneath him, we've got Weister 3. So plenty to play for these guys. So let's get ourselves out there to bring you some live uninterrupted coverage of this race. The chat box is open, of course, live and exclusive on twitch.tv. I'm Pete Markroft bringing you coverage. So I'm with Skarky Bobby at the moment, just about to start that now, going into the hell curve, driving in this very silver, almost aggressive Ford Falcon V8 Aussie V8 supercar. A car's got a hell of a lot of torque and very little grip, so you drivers who like a bit of drift action, you like to see the cars go sideways, you'll have to get quite a lot of action as we head up towards the end of the first sector, going into the uphill, very steeply cambered hairpin turn. He's got a little shaky on the inside there. Well, gone to the outside beautifully, kissed the outside curve, made sure that he's not gone too deep. Heading at the end of sector 1, time looks pretty solid so far. Nice tight line there, really getting close to the white line. And because, unlike at most circuits here at Mount Panorama, the walls are so close that you can't really get away with cutting the curves. You look how that close he went to the wall there. He just literally glanced at his door mirror. Oh, and now what's this? Is wall riding. Well, that's definitely going to discount the lap time. There's no way we're going to allow him to wall ride the way to success. That's a very surprising turn of events for Skarky Puppy now. I'm not quite sure what happened. 42 seconds was his time. We're going to have to get off board from that one because that was not very good at all. Moving further through the field then, going at some of the order, Ace Killer 15, he was also on a lap, did a 43.5 for sector 1, so it's rather blood on the white Ford Falcon V8 style here. The Simmons logo all over the side of that vehicle. If you are watching this, of course, do not forget, the chat box is open here live on twitch.tv. Get your messages in there and we'll do what we can to get them read out to you. We do have the function to receive them through PSN as well if you're watching on a PlayStation Network. However, my automatic notifications is not on, so it may take me a while to find them. In the intro, going down this very long straight will be a perfect DRS zone. It was DTM or Formula 1, but here in the Aussie V8, it's just lots of grunt, lots of power, and very little grip. In the inside curve, got a little bit of a kick on the outside there, Ace Killer 15, went to the outside marbles and cut the grass on the outside, got a bit of traffic coming up ahead to the final curve as well, not what you need, coming under the Tiger Bridge into this deceptively tight bend at the outside. So easy to go off here and get yourself in real trouble with that gravel trap. What's his lap time going to be? Breaks the beams at a 2:09. Now, on Grizzle Pole was Skarky on 2:07, but let's not forget, he wall rided halfway through that lap, so it'll be interesting to see just how legal that is. Weister 3, meanwhile, in a much more gunmetal style with the Ford Falcon V8s. All these cars are equal, so there's going to be literally the best drivers here. It's not going to be a case of who's the best team. It's all about setup and how you drive the car. Through the final bend for Weister 3, one of the championship contenders, trying to pull himself back into the lead here at 2:07.2. A great lap time from him. Great job from Weister 3. Now, Diogo Pinto, meanwhile, a controversial race last week that wasn't broadcast at Laguna Seca. He actually ended up getting disqualified for failing to take the rolling start. And that's actually meant that the victory has been wiped out from the standings. So Diogo Pinto has it all to prove all over again. Look at the dust he's sent up there, going over the crest in the middle part of sector 2, really pushing that Ford Falcon V8 as close to the wall as he can, almost NASCAR style. So easy to get dragged off and go over that hill in a straight line like at the corkscrew at Laguna Seca there, but so far Diogo Pinto holding it nice together, goes to the outside a little bit, tail something got a bit wobbly, but he's managed to hold the line, heading down through these threaded tight walls into this downhill hairpin. Very tricky, very difficult, almost like Lowe's hairpin at Monaco, just that bit deeper and potentially that little bit tighter. down this fast, flat-out hairpin. Expect this flat-out straight. Expect to see lots of drafting and lots of passing here as we head into the race itself. 1 hour long, let's not forget. After this qualifying is over, there will be a quick 5-minute acclimatization period, and then we are racing live and uninterrupted here on Twitch.tv for those of you watching all around the world. This is Excite Racing League Round 6. If you're watching this using the YouTube recast, for the last few weeks, they've not been gone up by am, but they're currently in talks about getting them reinstated. And if you're watching them, make sure you put a like and subscribe, and also drop your comments in to see so we can get more for Excite Racing League. Going over the line now for Diogo Pinto with 2 minutes 6.1. Wow, a full second difference between him and Wise to 3. Well, that's unexpected. Paulie Dobby has brought the bees on a 2 minute 8, but he's coming down the long straight towards sector 3. So we'll rather ball with Paulie Dog, a guy who's demonstrated a lot of power driving the BMW M3, out of his class a little bit potentially here with the tail-happy, very heavy power of the Ford Falcon V8s. Now, I've heard from quite a few of the drivers that this car is actually very thirsty, drains a lot of petrol, so I imagine the drivers are going to struggle to get this to the end of the lap here. Going to the final corner, Paulie Dog in the Ford Falcon V8 heading for its lap time. 2 minute 8.9 was his previous best. Is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is. 2 minutes 6.9. That is a 2-second gain from Paulie Dog. That's a huge mountain climb there. Absolutely extraordinary. On the screen, meanwhile, Football Racing saying, wow, that is fast. Indeed it is. Diogo Pinto actually out on another lap at the moment. 206.1 and 206.9 from Paulie Dog. 207.2 from Weiss to 3. H-Call 15 or 207.2. Dead heated. Exact same time. Absolutely extraordinary from those two. They're dead heated on the lap times there. Shades of the legendary race at Jerez in 1997 when Heitaro Fredson, Jacques Villeneuve and Michael Schumacher all dead heated in Formula 1. Ivor. Oh, right. He's got a big one, you know, apparently. I'm not going to read your full name, because everyone knows I've got a big one. This is the Bathurst race. We're going to be doing a 1 hour for the PlayStation 4 GT3 League. This is one of the 4 Blue Ribbon events, including the curtain faller at the end of the season at Le Mans, which will be a 2-hour Le Mans prototype race. And we've also got a race at Road America, where we're going to do an IndyCar. So keep your eye on the forum, XciteRacingLeague.com, and you get more information now. Let's round up with Jamie F430. Oh, well, we won't, but he's gone back to the pits. Well, what was a sports motor, wasn't it? So let's get back on track there. Dan RC 2010, one of the championship contenders, only 1 point between him at the top of the order. So, oh, big moment there at the end of the hairpin note, the sector 2. Really got untidy getting out of that, really struggling to get the power down. Dan RC 2010, struggling to get to grips with this car, which is very much an animal. Oh, big contact with the wall and a downhill hairpin. That's not going to have left many nice marks on the car, and I get the feeling if you do that too many times in the race, you are going to find yourself getting stuck in the pits for lengthy repairs. So Darcy 2010 headed towards the final chicane before the last turn here at the Panorama Bathurst, Australia. One of the first one of the later rounds in the Excite Racing League PS4 GT3 League. Bit of bad driving there, Ivor Biggin says, and I agree with you. He did clatter the wall quite heavily, but there's still plenty of opportunity. Going through the final bend, nice and tight there actually. Really got a decent line down RC 2010, but no improvement. Meanwhile, Football 676 number 1 currently showing at the top of the order, though he is actually 4th on the points. We'll hopefully get that championship table recalibrated for you all. Get a decent line over the crest at the second point of the hill there. Good performance so far from Football 676 number 1, driving in the almost Tommy Mackinnon World Rally Car coloured style here for the Ford Falcon V8s at Mount Panorama off at Bathurst, Australia. Essential Team Radio here, viewers, getting a lot of background noise. Not sure quite what that was. Hopefully that won't happen again. So in the meantime, Football 67601 gets a much tighter line than Dan RC 2010 did. Look how close he's got to the walls there. In many ways, shades of Monaco, shades of Valencia, shades of Yeongnam, South Korea, where you've got the walls really close to the circuit. So yes, you can push, but you push too far, you are going to feel the pain. So the drivers are going to have to rely a lot more on keeping it on the tarmac rather than pushing to the outside 4 tyres off. Corner cutting is probably not going to be an issue this week. Down the long straight, that Ford Falcon V8 singing its full, all the pistons go a full throttle through that nice little kink down towards this rather tricky, unsighted chicane like the opening part of Imola. He's actually got out the gas quite a lot there. Really had to get very patient. On the stream, I'm being asked if I'm drinking beer by Ivan. Yes, I am. And because I'm not driving, it's perfectly legal. Into the final corner, gets a decent line there. Well, 606-1 onto the outside. 2 tyres over the edge, perfectly fine, perfectly legal. But still no improvement. He's not found any extra time behind me. Jamie F430. He goes over 2 minutes 11. No change from him either at the moment. But he may have just started an actual hot lap. So let's ride aboard with the back of the field here to see exactly what he can do in the Sport Falcon V8. The time's very disparity. At the top of the order, you're in the 2 minute 60s. Down in the back, the 2:11s. So it's almost like an LMP1 and an LMP2 race going on at the same time here. But the question is just how much of this is qualifying pace and how much of it is race pace. That's the key question. So going up the very tight hairpin corner, going on out the outside there, Jamie F430, keeping to the middle of the circuit, not pushing to the outside, get maximum grip. But then he so clipped that little grid on the outside, their car started to wobble very much. Kind of when Pablo Montoya's did at the Shanghai circuit in F1 back in 2005. Unfortunately, his tyres survived this time. On the stream, our bigger saying, you listen to Bernie Eccleston then, good lad. They actually listened to my father, but yeah, Bernie and the FIA have been talking about, well, what is it they say at the moment? If you drive, don't ever drink, I think is the Heineken slogan that they use at the moment. Now, it's gone very slow through that downhill chicane section, like a mirrored version of the corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Jamie F430, very gingerly, very cautiously taking this car as much as he can, because there's so much torque and so much power in the Ford Falcon V8. It's very easy to start literally doing Tokyo drift moments rather than getting the power down. But now he's onto this straight. He can really get the beams from that V8 open. Car up ahead of him, if he catches that, might get himself a useful little tow actually, so that might encourage Jamie to really attack. Looking at the split times, a 47 seconds was his second sector, which is about a second up the pace of football. So if he's going to have any chance to go up the field here, he's really going to have to work hard. And the interesting thing is, look at the top time with Diogo Pinto, a 2 minute 5.5. That is insane. And I agree with that one, Ivor. I say if you drink, enjoy yourself. You're damn right. So going over this final bend, Jamie F430 attacking as much as he can. Heading for the checkered flag line. Is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is. 2 minutes 9.8. Still keeps him rooted to the foot of the field, but that's an amazing amount of time recovered there. So he could be an interesting one in the race now. Brings the lap times within 4 seconds of each other now. So Ace Killer 15, oh, big class on the wall there. You saw the dust cloud going over, heading out towards Mount Panorama, almost like it had erupted there with the amount of dust that was being thrown into the air. Definitely not the kind of thing you want on your paint job. Ace Killer 15 showing how not to take that corner. And then go over the grass, onto the gravel as well. This is very, very scruffy here from Ace Killer 15, but he's clipped the apex beautifully in the middle part of the reverse corkscrew. But even so, really found that tricky through the mountain section. It's undulating, it's unsighted, and it's very, very steep. If you try driving that in cockpit view, you'll be amazed just how little you can see when you're going halfway through those corners. So Ace Killer recovered nicely through the second part of the middle sector, heading down this very fast straight now. He will get the gas down and get himself back into contention if he can. Quickly moving back, football still in the pits, and Wise the 3 is just coming up to the end of the lap, so we'll cut forward to it and come back to Jamie cut back afterwards to Ace Killer. Heading into the final corner, that silver and red, almost McLaren-esque livery, clips the outside curve beautifully, really going to the outside, going for the checkered flag. 2 minutes 7.2, no improvement from Wisner. Meanwhile, Ace Killer 15 has decided to go straight for the box. He doesn't feel confident in this lap, and I get the feeling, we might be at a point where there's no one on the circuit. Yeah, unfortunately, we're at that lull, and it's right at the end of qualifying. So that is it. Diogo Pinto, 2 minute 5.5, 7 tenths clear of Scott, probably on a 2.06.2. Then you got a 2.06.9 from Paulie Dog, 2.07.2 from Wisner 3. Dead heated behind him, Ace Killer, unbelievably close. Football 6.06.1 on a 2.086, and rounding off this truncated field, Jamie F430 on a 2 minute 9.8. Now, we've got a few minutes here of the final acclimatization period. After that, we will be racing. So it's all a question to see just how much these drivers can fight. A little bit of recon possibly going on here. A lot of tyre smoke coming out of the gravel there, out of the garage there from Wise to 3, showing just how easy it is to drift. Meanwhile, Ivor is saying terrible driving there on the stream. I'm guessing that's in reference to the scruffy middle sector that Ace Killer 15 demonstrated on their last attempt. Ooh, cross the white line there. I think they might possibly get himself towards penalty period if you're not careful. So Wise to 3 will be looking to try and get maximum amount out of the grid here, because the tarmac will have changed slightly. The track evolves, it always gets new rubber down, the temperatures rise, the temperatures fall, so it'll be interesting to see just how clean the line is. That's what Wise is doing right now, that final little bit of recon, just to give himself the edge in the race period. Of course, it's going to be a 1 hour timed race when we will be after this one. It'll be a quick formation lap, and then it's all out racing to the flag. Mandatory rules include a mandatory pit stop requirement from all drivers, though with the rumours I've heard, I don't think a full tank of fuel will get you round anyway. So it's likely we're going to see all drivers doing slightly lengthier ones than normal. It'll be a question of who's brave on the tyres here as well, because the Ford Falcon V8 generates so much torque. It's kind of similar to a drag racer in the amount of rear end power it has. So your tyres will be absolutely shredded if you get a bit out of leery and out of shape. Well, that was beautifully taken from Weister there. That's the kind of tight, consistent line, shades of Alan Prost and Jenson Button, in a way he smoothly got it into the corner once and straight back out. And for those of you new to the Racing League here, XciteRacingLeague.com is where you can find all the information. We don't only have the PlayStation 4 GT League, but we also are having very shortly the F1 2016 League. And if you're on PlayStation 4 and want to take part, get on the forum and sign up. We're still looking for a lot of drivers. We also got the Xbox side for you Xbox One gamers. The Project Cars and Formula 1 2016 leagues are still taking place, courtesy of Westwick Gaming, though he will be streaming live on YouTube rather than Twitch. Bit out of shape at the end there from Wise to 3, but the top time doesn't really mean anything. This is just pure reconnaissance that he's taking here. Moving through that Diogo Pinto pole sitter, so let's take a look at his line, see exactly what he was doing in that very funky blue, white and pink livery. Almost like a Japanese drift car rather than a professional touring racer. Not going to miss that in the dark, it has to be said. Going right to the outside, really pushing maximum attack here for Diogo Pinto. And you can see he's actually taking that really well, actually avoided getting even on the curb, let alone touching the wall. So Dio, if he can drive like that all the way through the race, he's going to definitely be in the pound seats, keeping it as clean as that. Heading over the top of the mountain, kicking the wheels just over the edge very slightly without taking too much dust or grass. Oh, very wobbly in the middle of the faux corkscrew there, but he managed to hold it together. And again, look at that drift. Look at that sideways moment. And nicely parked there, Diogo Pinto. Beautifully done. Finds reverse nice and easily, unlike a Formula 1 car, and he's back on his way. No dramas intended. Though he is holding up behind him. I think that might be one of the other drivers. Who's that? That's Football 67611 in the Mitsubishi S livery. So we've got a bit of Toge Union style driving here from these guys, going down the mountain nose to tail for those of you who like your night racing from Japan, getting into the slipstream here. Now this will give us an idea just how powerful the draft is on this circuit, because it's a very, very long straight, including the kink. So if you really get behind someone, you might eat up the miles, and it'll tell us who's running the extra wing and who isn't, because Dio must have an almighty gearbox on that car, because he's resisted a lot of power there for a Football 67611. Indeed, Football takes that line a little warily, a little wobbly, because the turbulent air, even though it doesn't affect as much as, say, a Le Mans prototype or a Formula 1 car, you still feel the downforce being washed away from you as you're stuck behind someone's rear end. Diogo Pinto is actually going to give us a time here, so let's see what kind of banker he's put down. A 2:25. Wonderfully slow. Paulie WL 2:17 and Skanky will be a 2:16. Now Skanky has been very, very quietly confident online, saying he's been finding a lot of power, a lot of lines, and a lot of superb skill. But it's interesting that all the drivers appear to have had moments, because the qualifying times were the 2:05s to the 2:06s. Now they're in the 2:16s to the 2:25s. That's a colossal drop off in performance. And for those wondering, I'm actually drinking Hobgoblin Gold tonight. Just thought I'd try something a bit different. It's not bad, but I prefer the Ruby Ales. In fact, Skarky's pulling up in the middle of the circuit, but you might be going for a picnic in the mountains here. Indeed, that is the end of the warm-up session. So after this, we will be live and exclusive here on twitch.tv, Excite Racing League. My name's Pete Marcroft. And obviously, you guys on the stream at the moment, keep your comments coming in. We'll happily get involved and get some chatting with you all. And of course, live, uninterrupted coverage. And if you're watching this on the YouTube replay, please drop a like and subscribe to see much more from Excite Racing League. And drop us your comments about what you like in racing and more. So meanwhile, it's going to be a quick grid here, and then after that, the drivers will be going on the formation lap, from which point we will be racing live and exclusive. So let's get out to the front as quick as we can here, getting on board with the Diogo Pinto, who's down in second place. Now, I'm pretty certain the Skarky Puppy was not the pole sitter, so he's going to have to let Diogo Pinto through, and it looks like he's just about doing that, side by side off the hell curve here, forming into line. After this, we'll be getting things going. Apparently, according to Ivan, there's nothing like a bit of gobbling. We all love innuendo and penis jokes here at Excite Racing League, it has to be said. So Wise the 3, he's currently in 4th place, trying to follow up behind Paulie Dog. Then in 5th place, got Ace Color 15, 6th place, Football 67601, Jamie F430 in 7th place. Then rounding off the grid is Dan RC 2010. We've also got in Stewart in tonight as well, Football Racing. He'll be keeping an eye on officialdom. Well, in the meantime, let's ride on board with Skarky Puppy. He's in 2nd place, there's been a mighty starter. Now, this is not going to be the traditional case of getting onto the grid and then going straight, then rolling up and going for a standing start. We do rolling start here. In the meantime, good evening to a Unix monster. He says, hey everyone, Joni's everyone. Well, Joni to you too, I guess then, Unix. Welcome to the stream. Well, how is everyone? That's a bit more like it. I'm sure everyone here is absolutely cool, but please keep all the chat going in the box as well. So, rounding up with this, Diogo Pinto taking this very, very slowly here, almost safety car pace, making sure he's keeping those drivers behind him, trying to make sure he's got maximum time to warm the tyres, warm the brakes. And you can see Paulie Dog in 3rd place taking full advantage of that, along with Wise the 3. So watch out for those two guys when the lights go, when the flag drops, and we go into the rolling start. 58 minutes left of the stream. After that, the race will be pretty much over. So, in the meantime, Skarky Puppy going through the faux causeries. That's giving himself a bit of distance from Diogo Pinto. Got to make sure he doesn't go too far ahead here, because he doesn't want to give him the chance to get the drop on him. But at the same time, Skarky Puppy wants to ensure he's got that chance to warm those tyres, warm those brakes, and get himself back into the title hunt, because he won last week at Laguna Seca after Diogo Pinto was controversially disqualified for failing to take the rolling start. So, the onus will be on the drivers to get the great job done here. Paulie Dog now getting closer to the mark of Skarky Puppy. Then we've got Wise the 3 behind him, Ace Killer 50. Look how close actually from Wise the 3 and Paulie Dog there, as he brake tested, warmed the brakes, almost caught Wise the out. Wise the saw it coming fortunately and got our way. Let's go looking a bit further back at that. You can see Wise the 3 is right under the wing, as is Ace Killer 15 with his headlights aflare in the sunshine. Football 67601, then you got Jamie F430 and Dan RC 2010. But now you can see Diogo Pinto really keeping this all together, as I've got a strange Morse code beeping going through my ears here. Very unsure what's going on with that one. Make sure you keep things going. So in the meantime, coming through the final chicane, this is where we're going to be racing at the end of this. Wise the 3 is our on board at the moment. Ahead of him, Paulie Dog, and then you've got in second place Skarky Puppy and Diogo Pinto. Once they go around this halfway corner across the start finish line, we will be racing, and you can see how quickly that Wise the 3 is trying to go to the back of Paulie Dog. This is incredibly slow start here from Diogo Pinto, really taking the rolling start to whole new levels here. It's like he's coasting in neutral rather than driving, but after this the lights will be out. So here we go, it's lights out, away we go. Great start from Paulie Dog, really going to the slipstream up close behind Skarky Puppy. It's going over trying to get close to the back of Diogo Pinto. Wise the 3 meanwhile under pressure behind from Ace Killer 15. They're side by side on the hell curve. Ace Killer 15 getting a great drive and goes right past Wise the 3. Great start from the veteran there, but Wise was right behind him under his slipstream, getting under that massive wing for maximum speed into the uphill hairpin corner. Behind him meanwhile, we've got a great start from Dan RC 2010. And then Jamie F430 is really keeping close to the back of these guys. The Wise the 3 will be kicking himself to a trot away from Ace Killer 15. In fact, he lost a bit of grip there. And now Ace Killer 15 is onto the back of Paulie Dog, is staring closely at Skarky Puppy and Diogo Pinto. These drivers are very close to the opening lap. Going through this uphill hairpin into the second sector. All drivers concertinaing with a lack of grip there. Wise the 3 under real pressure from Football 67601 in the lovely Mitsubishi WRCS library. Getting a bit twitchy, coming coming on to the fast flowing section at the top of the mountain. Ultra's pushing his course stick there to the outside walls. Football 676 the being chased by Jamie F430. And right at the back of the field, Dan RC 2010. Football 676 number one of the championship contenders with Wise the 3. Looking into the corkscrew, you see how close they all are there, taking it very gingerly. Wanting to ensure they don't get dragged through that inviting dash rope into the wall. It's so easy to do. Ace Killer 15 now trying to break away, but you can see that Wise the 3 is keeping him honest. And at the same time, Paulie Doug feeling the pressure into this downhill hairpin. Paulie Doug getting a little ginger on the brakes now, but he manages to get decent traction on the outside of the curb. Back is Ace Killer 15 to play for now, but he's right into the toes. This is a great opportunity for him to get a draft through the kick down towards the tight hairpin chicane. An opportunity to pass here for Ace Killer 15. Gets deep into the draft. Look at the overspeed dug horse by the loss in aerodynamic downforce. Going through this fast kick, pulls to the inside, takes a look on the brakes. I think he's just a minute too far behind. Paulie does go very wide. Meanwhile, let's see Diogo Pinto's off. Diogo Pinto's gone off the circuit. Paulie Doug is going to go through. Ace Killer 15 splitting them like splitting the atom here. Freeing a breath down to the rest down towards the final corner. Paulie Doug and Ace Killer 15 both slipped by Diogo Pinto. Disaster for the pole sitting man. He's now down in 4th place behind Ace Killer 15, Paulie Doug and Skunky Bobby. Well, Diogo Pinto trying to fight back as Wise the 3 and behind him an extraordinary drive recovery at the moment. Beats anyone to football 676 number 1. The drivers all staying close together apart from Skunky Bobby, who's taken full advantage to break away at this time. Wise the 3 looking at the back of Diogo Pinto, trying to apply the pressure to the pole sitter, who's fallen as fast as Lewis Hamilton did at today's race at Monza, trying to get himself up into the grid, trying to get himself onto the podium. Diogo Pinto having 4th place at the moment. Look how close to the back he is of Ace Killer 15 there. That was NASCAR style nose to tail drafting, absolutely beautiful to watch. Heading into the fast flowing section over the mountain, a bit of clatter from the wall there. That might be Darcy 2010, who clattered the outside wall trying to get around the fast pace. I'm trying to get a drop on football 676 number 1, but Ace Killer 15 now really attacking as much as he can on the back of Paulie Doug. Diogo Pinto trying to get closer to the back of him, but he's just finding the traction forward away from him. Heading into the corkscrew section, you can see Paulie Doug's got a decent line to Ace Killer 15. Diogo Pinto very confident going into there, really riding the inside curve on maximum grip, really attacking as much as he can. But at the same time, he's got to watch out because behind Diogo Pinto is Wise the 3, who's really attacking here. Ace Killer 15 now trying to break away from this little pack, but like a bungee rope effect, the drivers just keep coming back together all the time. 52 minutes remaining here, live and exclusive on Twitch.tv. I'm Pete Marco, courtesy of XciteRacingLeague, and this is the PlayStation 4 Ford Falcon Aussie V8's race exclusive. Moving back for the field, Diogo Pinto's got a little bit of a gap now on Wise the 3, who's dragged along football 676 number 1 for the ride. These guys are the closest on circuit at the moment, but it is early in the race yet. Anything can happen. And up ahead, check this out. Side by side action from Paulie Doug. Tries to go around the outside, but he's into the gravel. And behind him, Diogo Pinto's gone off again. So that's allows Wise the 3 and football 676 number 1 to both go through there. So that's remarkably close driving now into Hell Curve. Wise the 3 getting up to the inside of Paulie Doug, who lost out big time by that mistake in the final corner, trying to drive around the outside, getting sucked into the gravel and the grass, really finding it difficult here. But Wise the 3 under the wing, trying to get as close as he can at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia, trying to attack into this uphill hairpin corner. You can overtake here if you're brave on the brakes, but you can see that the Paulie Doug is being wise, going to the outside, really using the maximum grip and road available to him. Up the hill, into the second of tight hairpins, almost like it's an old Italian Stelvio pass track rather than a rancid race in Australia. And you can see he's actually got to get on the gas there, Wise the 3. That's a while football 676 to 1 to start closing the gap on him as well. These drivers are insanely close, going over the crest, glancing the wall as much as they can. Into the second sector, desperately trying to get as much of attack from this. Bit of a drift there from Wise the 3. Managed to correct the slide and get right into the slipstream of Paulie Doug. This is really close driving from these two as they head into the reverse corkscrew. Both drivers getting gingered on the brakes, make sure they don't hit each other in the back. It's so easy to do with the blind crash there. Similar to the Dunlop chicane at Le Mans, the Seguidale Sarve at Le Mans. It's so easy to find yourself getting caught out by that and losing the car ahead of you and losing your front nose. But a great drive moment. Weiss the 3 falling behind. Paulie Dog taking a karting line through that tighter hairpin, and that's slowed him down a bit. But at the same time, Football 676 1 has started to close. Oh, look at this drafting here from Weiss the 3. Gets deep into the slipstream. He's getting his headlights right under that rear wing. Unbelievably close. Absolutely superb driving. Heading into the quick, one-handed, very fast-flowing kink. I think he'll be lining up a pass here into the hairpin curve. He pulls out on the slipstream, looks at the inside. Paulie Dog favouring the wider line. Weiss the 3 favouring the more traditional tighter line. Paulie Dog retains the decision for now. On the screen, meanwhile, Ivor is simply saying from hero to zero for the coloured car. I think he mean Diogo Pinto, the guy who was on pole. Unbelievable. In the interview, a Unique Monster is saying that apparently, just for reference, the Assetto Corsa is absolutely amazing. Well, thank you for the recommendation. We'll try and check it out sometime. Heading into Hell Curve, Weiss the 3 getting deep under the weight of Paulie Dog. These guys closest on circuit at the moment, and you can really see them pushing each other to the absolute edge. Taking a quick look at the lap times, you can see the fastest lap on circuit at the moment is actually Ace 15 on a 2:07.7, Scotty Rowley a 2:08.2, and Paulie Dog a 2:097, only 6/1000 of a second slower is Weiss the 3. That's how close these guys are. And then 2:095 for a football, he's slightly quicker on pace, and so is Dio. So these guys are all very, very close together indeed. As we head up to the second curving turn uphill, and Weiss the 3 thinks about looking at the inside, which is a bit too tight there. So at the moment, Paulie Dog retains for football 676-1, and Weiss the 3 really attacking the back of that Ford Falcon. Someone hit the wall though, somebody the sound of a collision, but did see any debris or any dust, not sure who that was. Paulie Dog goes wide there, and a little bit of a slide from Weiss the 3 as he really closes up to the back, heading into the reverse corkscrew. Now, is he going to think about a banzai dive here and try and psych him out? No, he thinks better of it and decides to follow him through, but this is the tricky part. You can see football 676-1 under real pressure from Diogo Pinto, who's not afraid of that. He's on all-out attack. Let's get behind him and take a look at that battle for the moment. And then quickly get back to the front again, because Weiss the 3 is going to be right under the wing after going up the inside of this. Really close, getting a nice tight line there, really good drive from Weiss the 3, really getting power off the curve, gets deep into the slipstream right behind. Right behind, great drive from Paulie Dog. In the meantime, football 676-1 under pressure for Diogo Pinto. So these 4 drivers are insanely close at the moment as we head towards the quick kink at the end of the long straight, heading into this tight chicane section. Weiss the 3 again taking a look at the inside, but just not close enough. Just not able to make that attack, and Diogo Pinto in the same position. These drivers all able to follow each other, but not able to pass. Not just yet. Through the final curve, Paulie Dog taking a nice tight line. Behind him, Weiss the 3, football 676-1, and Diogo Pinto all do a great job. On the screen mirror, Audible Wrecked is saying, have we tried a Assetto Corsa? Well, I haven't personally, but the other guys in the forum have, so please keep chatting, tell me more about it. According to Ivor, apparently it's got great physics. Well, that's good to hear. But getting into the slipstream, look at this Weiss the 3, really attacking the back of Paulie Dog. Behind him, football 676-1 has pulled away a little bit from Diogo Pinto. Not sure exactly what Diogo Pinto did there to lose the pace. Well, that's now made this a bit of a 3-horse battle, and Weiss the 3 goes wide there, and I'm going to feel football 676-1 might fancy a brave move here into the hairpin curve, getting right under Weiss the 3's wing. Is he going to think about trying to psych him out under the brakes? No, thinks better of it. Audible Rex saying he's only just got here. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining us live and exclusive on Twitch.tv. And Diogo Pinto slams the wall. Clutch a cloud of dust there. If he carries on doing that, he's going to wreck his car. Unbelievably close. And again, if you've not seen the league before, please check out the website XciteRacingLeague.com as Diogo Pinto tries to take on the inside, and that's a great move. Side football 676-1 out totally there. He had no idea what had happened, and Diogo Pinto goes back through. Meanwhile, Weiss the 3 really gets a decent slipstream through the reverse corkscrew, heading down towards this tight hairpin corner at the end of sector 2. Unbelievably, we're only 14 minutes into this race. We've still got 3/4 of an hour to go, and these guys are all putting on an absolute clinic so far out of this deep, tight downhill hairpin. Weiss the 3 getting into the slipstream, getting into the power, unbelievably close driving. Up ahead, meanwhile, you can see Ace 15's just managing the gap, and Skanky Puppy has pretty much driven away from the field. Sebastian Vettel-esque. On the stream, meanwhile, Unique Monster is saying that his wheel doesn't work on a Assetto Corsa and that with a pad you have to be really gentle with the steering. That's fine as long as it's got the angle of motion to make it possible, because it's not easy to be gentle on a pad. Or maybe that's just my fists of ham and fingers of butter, you tell me. Wise the Free get a decent line on the final corner, trying to catch up to the back of Paulie Dog, who's frustrated himself out of his ways. Made it very difficult for him, made him really struggle to try and keep closer. He's been following, he's been diving left and right, doing everything he can to get the pass, but the field has started to spread that little bit. So we'll remain on board with these two for now. Closest battle on track at the moment. Wise the Free riding on board underneath the bonnet here, heading towards this tight uphill hairpin at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia. And you can see that Wise the Free kicking a little over flame there, but goes a bit wide. Doesn't quite have the confidence that Paulie Dog has to really aim for that inside apex, really nail the curve. Wise the Free kicking up the first stall. Oh, very poor traction out of that hairpin, and that's going to make him vulnerable to the fast charging Diogo Pinto, who once again gets perilously close to the wall, but there's a great opportunity getting the power down to attack over the blind crest, getting after Wise the Free, who's looking at the back of Paulie Dog. These drivers all battling for the final step on the podium so far. Wise the Free doing a great job to recover, having qualified in the middle of the pack here tonight. Unix Monster, meanwhile, replied to my comment about angle of motion, saying he thought the same words. It's surprising how accurate you can be. Yeah, it's true. I mean, there are games out there where you can be incredibly accurate with the pad. Racing games have been up and down, so it'll be interesting to see just what's going on there. Why is the 3-motor getting out of shape going into the downhill hairpin? And he's clattered the wall, and that's going to make him vulnerable to Diogo Pinto behind him, who didn't hit the wall, and he's going to run right in that slipstream. So let's ride the ball with Diogo Pinto here, heading down this far straight towards the blind kink, in towards the final chicane before the end of the lap. Lots of power for Diogo Pinto's Aussie V8 engine here. The Ford Falcon on display at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia. And to get into the brakes, look, you can look at the line there that Wise the Free took. Stayed into the middle of the circuit. Made sure there was no room left or right. Diogo Pinto's going to have to try and psych him out the old-fashioned way. And I get the feeling he may possibly take a late lunge dive here into the final corner. No, Wise the Free has just got those critical inches that keep him ahead for now. Diogo Pinto off the hell curve, and ahead of him, Wise the Three's got a bit too wide, kicked up the dust there, and that might lose him a bit of traction as Wise the Three tries to get to the back of Paulie Dog, dragging Diogo Pinto along with a ride. 43 minutes remain on the clock here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia, live and exclusive on Twitch.tv, unless of course you are watching the YouTube replay. In case if you are, please hit a like and subscribe and check out much more from XciteRacingLeague. We've got races in Formula 1, races in project cars, we've got old football tournaments, and God knows what else. Lots of gaming action for you to all check out there. That's youtube.com/user/XciteRacingLeague. Check us out. And we also have live streams courtesy of Westwood Gaming, who does the Xbox One, Formula 1 and Project Cars races live and exclusive on YouTube. Diogo Pinto now trying to get close to the back of Wiseman, but he has actually fallen away a little bit, and Wiseman has now plugged that gap a little bit closer to the back of Paulie Dog, who got very hesitant through the second part of the corkscrew there, really blinded by that inside tyre wall. Found it very difficult as Diogo Pinto smashes the wall once again, aiming to be the first person in terms of the Nose Cone Destruction Championship tonight, we'll certainly see. Meanwhile, a few more comments from Unix with regards to Assetto Corsa. Apparently, when racing AI, they drive as if not there. On Assetto, it's legitimately like racing another human being. They leave room even if you're not completely alongside. Yeah, it's interesting about how the advancement of AI in racing has not really managed to come much further from the Need for Speed days. It sounds interesting that your Assetto sounds like it actually has that balance. So that gets my interest. Now Wise the Free, Diogo Pinto right behind him, deep in the slipstream, getting lots of power from that Aussie V8. Is he going to fancy a late lunge in? Track's probably a bit too narrow, it just tightens a bit too much. But look how close these three cars are now on the final bend, heading for the next part of the race line here. Almost 2/3 of the race remain, heading into the hell curve. What lovely line being taken there by Diogo Pinto. really got the power down early, and that's putting Wise to 3 under enormous pressure as we head towards this uphill hairpin turn of Diogo Pinto. Might fancy getting up and alongside him here. Indeed he does, he gets deep into the side. This is going to be a brave move. You can make this stick side by side into the uphill hairpin. Was Wise to see him? Oh, there's been no contact made. Unbelievable driving there from both guys. Wise to 3 to be able to see Diogo Pinto behind him, but Dio to have the faith in the car to sling it up the inside and not make contact. An absolutely incredible pass. Wise to 3 will be looking to get revenge for that one. Diogo Pinto has been a bit scrappy. He's hit the wall a few times, but you have to take your hat off for that pass. That was sensational stuff. Heading on the inside, really great driving here. Diogo Pinto on the outside, really attacking the outside curve. That passing has galvanised his confidence as he's right behind Paulie Dog now, but Wise to 3 has not fallen away from him. Heading through the corkscrew, all 3 drivers taking a very similar line, like it's some form of car dance rather than an actual race on the circuit here. All 3 drivers really attacking out this tight head, a wall there for Diogo Pinto as they head towards this downhill hairpin corner. Very tricky, very easy to get sucked offline, but Diogo Pinto and Wise to take a better line through there than the leading car of Paulie Dog. Gets into the slipstream now, Diogo Pinto fancies an opportunity, smelling blood in the water here, getting as close as he can to the back of that car. Deep in the draft, going for the blind crest, heading towards the hairpin chicane. Paulie Dog thinks about defending to the inside, switches to the outside. Diogo Pinto, a bit too far to make any kind of effect from here. But again, Paulie Dog going wide of that corner. Evidently his confidence being knocked every time he's being followed into that chicane. And that causing him to take the more karting line approach. And it's leaving him vulnerable out of this final bend. Meanwhile, Unix Monster is saying overtaking the race early days, but that was outstanding. Well, I agree with you there, it was an absolute belter. Again, that's what XciteRacingLeague is known for. If you go back and watch some of the old Formula 1 races from 2014, we used to have a feature for overtaking a week from all the different divisions, and there are some classics to watch on there, so check that out if you want to see the best in e-motorsports overtakes. Heading into the uphill hairpin corner, Diogo Pinto feeling really confident now, really got the bit between his teeth, getting into the slipstream behind Paulie Dog, and look at it, really muscling that Aussie V8's supercar, doing a great job here. These guys really pulling each other along, really attacking as much as possible. I'm saying I'd love to cover other parts of the race, but these guys have just been absolutely nailed to each other. It was almost like watching an opening battle today where you saw the likes of Johnson Button, Julian Palmer and Kevin Magnussen having a battle over 16th place at Monza. Same level of constant battling despite their position being nowhere near the top. Spirit on display as Diogo Pinto gets a better line into the start of the course through, and then starts fishtailing as the power is really struggling to be got down. But at the same time, Paulie Dog really not feeling confident there, and Diogo Pinto almost rear-ended him. He was so much quicker on the throttle, and Diogo Pinto will be very encouraged by that. That will tell him a lot about the condition of the tyres and the condition of the car that we've got from the lead car of Paulie Dog. So Diogo Pinto, deep in the slipstream, probably closer than he's been for quite some time here, gets a decent run off the blind hairpin, down the straight towards the kick and the chicane. Is he going to fancy a bullish move here? Diogo Pinto sticking deep in the slipstream, pulls out, towards the middle of the circuit, backs off and realises it's a bit too far away, but once again, Paulie Dog taking that compromised outside line, and Diogo Pinto now steadily sniffing blood in the water, really close here. He's taking a look to the inside, it's going to be way too tight for him to make that move. Surely he's going to have to give this one up. Indeed he does, but he gets a tight, smooth line out there. Really great traction, and now he's putting Paulie Dog under some serious pressure. Really making an unbelievable move here. On the screen, meanwhile, Unix Monster simply saying, yeah, Ricciardo's overtake, and then her heart starts crying. Well, Diogo Pinto fancies double or nothing, Higgs. Look at how close to the back of Paulie Dog he is. Well, Paulie Dog has found extra res and torque at the high of the torque range. Can Diogo Pinto slick it on the inside? He's done it once. Can he do it again? Gets it to the slipstream. No, he can't. Paulie Dog shuts the door. Beautiful racing. And yes, I do agree, Ricciardo's overtake was extraordinary. There was a break from about 20 metres later. I don't know how he stopped the car, but beautifully done. Meister 3 has fallen away from these two behind at the moment. You can really see that he's been affected by the performance here. These drivers have just had that much more edge on the performance, and now it's very much a case of Diogo Pinto and Paulie Dog battling for the final podium position at this moment in time. But it is early days, anything can happen yet. Let's go back to the Bruno race, where out of nowhere we had a torrential thunderstorm which brought loads of fog and standing water. We're in a mountain in Australia. Do not write the rain off. Diogo Pinto getting slipstream as much as he can through that very fast downhill hairpin. Toge Union style driving as he gets into the trap. Really getting the power down from this Australian V8 supercar. The Ford Falcon in full song here as we go down the straight towards this very quick kink. He may fancy his look again. He's seen that Paulie Dog likes to go too wide to the outside, and this might be a chance to make him get psyched out and bullish. Diogo Pinto gets on the brakes later than Paulie Dog, and again Paulie Dog going for the wider line. So Diogo Pinto again getting great traction off the chicane, really attacking as much as possible, really showing his muscle after that qualifying performance that saw him on pole. But then a series of flurries of crashes and mistakes has got him down to 4th place. He's clearly got the pace to lead here, and he's being held up by some wonderful defensive driving from Paulie Dog, who did pretty much the same thing at Imola. Diogo Pinto coming off the hell curve, getting the traction beautifully out of the Ford Falcon V8, gets into the slipstream a bit too far behind here. He's not as close as he was on the previous lap, so I don't think Dio's going to go for this. But then again, never say never. Maybe he'll channel Daniel Ricciardo, I don't know. Gets on the brakes as late as he can, and actually it's Paulie Dog that gets out of shape there. It's not Dio who makes the mistake, and now Diogo Pinto. Is he going to try and go around the outside wall of death style? I wouldn't recommend it, but then again, stranger things have happened. And Diogo Pinto takes the higher line, trying to cut back around the outside. Paulie Dog sees him coming and slams shut the door, telling him to get back in line. But Diogo Pinto is not likely to wait there for much longer. Bit of a mistake from Paulie Dog there. Got a bit of drift towards the wall, and look at Diogo Pinto. Nailed to that gearbox. They're so close. Coming off this blind series of crest and high speed corners and into the corkscrew. He might fancy trying to have a late lunge. No, a bit too far behind. Diogo Pinto realised that it's very easy to have an accident there and does not want to pick up a penalty. Through the downhill section, Diogo Pinto much more confident than applying the power. Paulie Dog sticking to the inside of the circuit like an old folk person in the middle lane of the motorway, trying to make sure he blocks this line. Diogo Pinto, oh, that was remarkably close there. He almost literally ripped his door mirror off on that wall. He shredded that so close. Getting into the slipstream, maximum attack here from Diogo Pinto. He's got the red mist, he's got the bit between his teeth. This is an opportunity here for Diogo Pinto. So far not brought coverage anywhere else in the race, and you know what? It's still exciting to watch. Diogo Pinto really attacking as much as he can here. Paulie Dog getting a slightly better line, but gets out of shape, and Diogo Pinto takes a look. Paulie Dog, is he going to dive for the pits? No, he's not. Neither is Diogo Pinto. Thought he might have tried to fake him out there and catch him, trying to go for an undercut maybe, getting for the final corner, and now Paulie Dog under big pressure here. That's Diogo Pinto has great drive. Paulie Dog moving to the middle of the circle. Dio fancies the outside of the hell curve. Can he get the car stopped in time? Can he get the traction? Paulie Dog gets a very defensive line and then drives clean back around him with better traction, but Diogo Pinto is really close. Gets deep into the slipstream behind the Corrosion Racing Kiva's Ford Falcon V8. Gets deep into the draft, pulls out of the slipstream, gets on the brakes, and Paulie Dog shots back across him to keep 3rd place. This is a magnificent display of close driving from two absolute professionals. Beautiful stuff. Diogo Pinto deep into the draft once again, but Paulie Dog stoic and defensive as Jeffrey Boycott at the crease in cricket, refusing to let him go by. Diogo Pinto attacking as much as he can, getting a great drive off the outside of those two very quick kink, almost like blind cross curves, heading towards the reverse corkscrew. So that you've all gone quiet on the stream. Perhaps you've gone to and fro by the action on screen, and I don't blame you. And you can see Diogo Pinto getting a bit of tail slip going through the middle of the corkscrew there. That's allowed Paulie Dog to get a little bit of a drop on him as he once again gets tail happy, heading through this middle part. Unbelievably close stuff here. Really good attacking from Diogo Pinto. Thinks about diving up the inside of the blind hairpin. That will be a monumental overtake. He realises he's just not got the grip and lets him fall back. Of course, all drivers have to go into the pits, so it's a question of who is going to be able to pull this forward. Unix Monster meanwhile saying brilliant cutback against Diogo Pinto. Indeed it was. Polydog showing you don't always have to be the fastest driver, it's all about using the maximum road you can. And Polydog still leads Diogo Pinto this battle for the final podium position. I'm not even focused on the top two because these guys are closest on circuit and bringing the best action possible. Diogo Pinto off the chicane, got pretty poor drive there actually, and I get the feeling Polydog might get a better line through the final bend here. No, he's actually gone a bit wide. He's actually messed up a little bit, got a lot of traction lost. Now Diogo Pinto, he might try and fancy this again into the inside of the hell curve. We saw him do it on the previous lap. Now he's just realised he's not going to get the traction there. You can see, look at that drive from Diogo Pinto. He used all the road, got much better drive. He's side by side with Polydog. They're both trampling each other up, but look at the gearbox from Polydog. The revs are coming much more in his favour. Heading towards the hairpin. Is Diogo Pinto going to swing on the inside? Is he going to be able to make this move swing and get close together? But that is a beautiful pass. No contact made. Polydog having to go slightly wider, almost over to the wall to avoid going any closer to Dio. Dio did the absolute maximum he could there. It was firm, but it was fair. Two brilliant moves. Moving up ahead, you've got XciteRacingLeague who's way off the pace. He's got, well, not in terms of lap time, but in terms of distance on Skarky Puppy. You've got Diogo Pinto and now has to try and get the hammer down and get clear of Polydog, but he might find himself in that pressure where he starts hitting the wall again. He showed a penchant for that earlier in the race as we just passed the halfway mark. Wise the three get a decent line, he's quite on his own, same with Dan RC 2010, Jamie and Football. So unfortunately, as I expected, it appears that Diogo Pinto and Polydog are the closest guys on circuit. Unix Monster simply saying that Dio is a man on a mission. Well, having qualified in pole position, having shown that he had the pace to really dominate this track, he managed to make too many mistakes. Look at that mistake there, look how wide he's gone. He's gone unbelievably wide, and Polydog will be saying thank you very much as he pulls side by side with Diogo Pinto. Oh, just like that, one turn, one little aspect, and it's all changed. Polydog goes back past him before the quick kink, and Diogo Pinto will be slamming the steering wheel in frustration. But he gets deep in the draft, and he knows he can't let Polydog keep the high ground. He can't let Polydog start to hold him up again, but he's not close enough. Diogo Pinto has potentially just thrown it all away. Unbelievable after doing two pieces of genius. Well, Polydog lets him freebird going into the pits anyway, but Dio will be very, very relieved about that because he very nearly committed the ultimate faux pas. So Meister 3 now moves up into 4th place as we see Polydog be the first of the drivers to blink on the fuel and the tyres to get himself back in there and try and get himself back into the race on strategy, get him outside of the battle and get into some clean air. Meister 3 sticking out for now. He's not too far away from Diogo Pinto, so he might as well hang on. Up ahead, meanwhile, XciteRacingLeague just cresting that uphill hairpin corner, and ahead of him is Skanky, but he's not too far ahead actually. Skanky Puppy, in fact, on the last lap, it's got 2083 versus 2082, so they're kind of chipping away at the pace, but not chipping away enough. So, and you can see that Dan RC 2010 was in the 214s on that last lap. Polydog with his pit stop, the 240s. So the drivers all very different on pace at the moment. Skarky Puppy pretty much leading this at a canter. However, he's only got about 4 or 5 seconds on XciteRacingLeague, and we've seen the mistake from Diogo Pinto. We've seen that error that put him behind Polydog. It only takes the same thing as Skanky, and this race has changed again. Now, Wise the 3, meanwhile, going through the corkscrew, getting a nice club on the inside line there. Driving now has come into a bit more of a Le Mans time trial affair where the drivers are spread out a little bit. So for now, it's a case of bringing the drivers home. Dan RC 2010 down in 5th place, getting a bit wobbly on the driving there, managed to hold it together for now. Then you've got Polydog who's back on track in 6th place. Some kind of collision happened somewhere on circuit, because just heard the sound. Football 676-1 in 8th, and you've got Jamie in 7th. So, moving back up the grid then, Wise the 3 has fallen away a little bit off the back of Diogo Pinto, but Diogo Pinto will be looking to try and make amends after some amazing performances in terms of overtakes, but some truly awful performances in terms of driving on the limit, in the way he's hit the car into the wall. Now, Wise the 3 questioning, are any of these drivers going to favour the pits at the moment? Diogo Pinto drives on by. He's decided it's not yet time. Same with Wise the 3. So these drivers are eschewing the approach taken by Paulie to pit just after the halfway point. However, it's a question of how you can get your tactics down here. Because when you think about it, if you go in at half distance, your tyres will be the same level at the end as they were at the high point. But if you keep them going for an extra bit longer, like Alan Prost used to, like Sergio Perez does, you might find yourself in the position to really go all-out attack. On the stream, meanwhile, Eunice was saying this might give Dio some free air. He looks so much faster, but was really being held up. Meanwhile, Dan RC 2010's made a mistake going into the pits there, almost as David Coulthard at Melbourne in 1995 by going into the pit wall. Luckily avoided that, but he came very close. So unless that mistake was due to tyre wear from Dio, he could be doing a good more laps to pit. It's a question of whether, I don't really know, that's the key thing, it just happened. Oh, Wise the 3 clatters the wall, coming at the inside of the hairpin. He's managed to go, very, very twitchy from Wise the 3 there. I think we've got our next person who's going to be going to the box here with that kind of performance. He went right into the white wall, really damaged his car. Bit of kick on the dust there for Diogo Pinto, so he's round the ragged edge a bit. Ace Killer 15 pretty much on his own at the moment. Meanwhile, Skanky Bobby has just cleared the downhill hairpin when he arrives. So we're right on board at the moment with Skanky, the pre-season favourite for this race. He loves this kind of car and loves this kind of track. But while Dio had the 1 lap pace, it appears that the race pace is very much Skanky's at the moment. And they just have someone's engineer shouting, go, go, go. Okay. On the stream, McLaren Fan 96. Hey, Swish, great to see you again, mate. Great to see you too. Glad you can tune in. Welcome to the stream. And of course, keep checking out the forum, the YouTube channel, and the Twitch channel for more from XciteRacingLeague. Unfortunately, so we are on that lull of, oh, Skanky, probably what happened here? He's gone far too deep. He's gone far too slow. And behind him now, Ace Colour will be like, hello. Battle gone. Here we are. So that mistake has happened, and Ace Coverdine is now maybe within 2 seconds of Skanky Puppy. So now the knives will be out and battle will be joined. It's a question of who is going to keep their car going for longer, who is going to stay out, who is going to chance their arm. In 3rd place, Diogo Pinto still stays out. He's not gone in. Wise the 3 has. So let's round the ball with Paulie Dog. He will be looking to try and undercut him here because he went in a few laps earlier. Paulie Dog, of course, had held up Diogo Pinto for quite some time. But he also was a few seconds clear of Wisner. It's a key question as to whether Wisner's found any pace as we head out there. He's still held up in the garage at the moment, and we should be able to see Paulie Dog come through at the back. Indeed, there he is. So I don't think Wisner's going to be any danger of taking that position away from Paulie Dog, who's coming all the way up to the hell curve just as Wisner 3 is leaving. So Wisner has actually been gapped quite significantly. There's another clatter of the wall for Diogo Pinto there. That's the 2nd time he's done that now, so he's really got to be careful that he doesn't find himself getting his car too badly damaged to continue. Heading on the outside, oh, you're perilously close to the wall there, kicking that inside curve as much as he could. Meanwhile, Ace Killer 15 going through the corkscrew, not too far away from Skanky Puppy. So these two now are very close together. We'll ride on board with these battles for now, giving coverage to the leaders for the first time in a bit. Skanky Puppy, your race leader. Ace Killer 15, your 2nd. Both drivers have shown quite a lot of pace, capable of podiums and race victories. So these guys will be looking to go all out attack, depending on who goes into the box first. Are we going to see an undercut attempt from Ace Killer 15? Are we going to see an attempt from Skanky Puppy to force the error onto Ace Killer 15? All we can do is watch and wait, live and exclusive here on Twitch.tv, courtesy of XciteRacingLeague. Of course, if you are watching the YouTube replay of this, and I am going to make sure it gets put up this week, if you are watching the YouTube replay, Skyroad Dies and submits, so Skanky has gone first. Ace Killer 15 will be your new race leader. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Diogo Pinto. He stays out. So Diogo Pinto and Ace Killer 15 have both decided to eschew the pit stop. Paulie Dog's not going to be anywhere near Skanky, so we're right on board at the moment, going further back through the field. We are at that position where it has been split up, I'm afraid. But, getting back to what I was saying, if you are watching this on the YouTube channel replay, please ensure you hit a like and subscribe and check out our playlist. We've got many more races from many different divisions and many different years on YouTube.com. We've got overtakes of the week, we've got old race draws, we've got old podcasts, and coming very soon, hopefully, some brand new content which will be outside gaming. More on that when it develops. Diogo Pinto now once again shaving the wall as he goes over the crest at sector 2. He likes doing that, he likes pushing. I'll give you a quick rundown of the fastest laps. A 2:06.9 from Ace Killer, a 2:06.3 from Diogo Pinto, showing his pace there. Skanky will be a 2:0.70 and then Polydor 2:0.75. You got Wise on a 2:81, Falcon on a 2:0.90. Jamie a 2:10.2, and then finally Dan RC on 2:8.9. So Dan's had all the pace, he's just not been able to get it down. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so Polydor and Skanky are quite far away from each other, as is Wisner. So we are at that mid-race lull where we're still waiting for all the pit stops to unfold. We have got 20 minutes remaining here of this stream. After that, it will be onwards to the next round. So we've got plenty of opportunities. Keep your eye on XciteRacingLeague.com for more information about the leagues. And again, if you're watching the YouTube channel, we also have the live streams from the Xbox One crowd. That's brought to you by Westwick Gaming, covering F1 2016 and also Project Cars and much more planned in the future. Now Diogo Pinto, he stays out. Ace Killer 15 though has gone in. So let's ride on board with Ace Killer here. Let's ride on board with Skanky, because this will tell us just how much he's made up, and it looks like it's an absolute mile here because he's only just pulled in Ace Killer. Skanky Puppy has just gone through the final chicane, so Ace Killer 15 under real pressure here. Let's see if we'll be able to see him in the background come through. Watching out for Skanky Puppy. Indeed, there he is, already coming through. So Skanky Puppy in a great opportunity here to get back ahead of Ace Killer 15, and he's done that by an absolute country mile. Now the key question is, Paulie Dog, where's he going to come out in all this? Doing the quick fast zoom away. There you see, that's Paulie Dog now. Well, this could be relatively close here. Let's go on board with Paulie Dog. This could be a bit of a duel for me, as Paulie Dog will have warm tyres. Indeed, Ace Killer 15 is going to come out mightily close there, and actually Paulie Dog is going to get him. Paulie Dog has undercut Ace Killer 15. That is a huge, huge boost for Skanky Puppy. Skanky Puppy was being pressured by Ace Killer 15. He's gained an absolutely monumental amount of time, but Ace Killer 15 will have better tyres come the end of the race. So Ace Killer 15 trying to use that advantage to his potential, coming out of this uphill hairpin, trying to attack the back of Paulie Dog. We've seen Paulie Dog is capable of keeping the fast drivers behind him for a long period of time and frustrating them into mistakes. So Ace Killer 15 can ill afford to get stuck behind Paulie Dog. This is going to be a mighty scrap battle here. 18 minutes remain, so we've not got long, only about another 12 laps or so, and after that the race will be pretty much over. In fact, more like 9 laps actually, probably into the final 9 laps here. And it's a great opportunity for Ace Killer 15 to get a great ride through the corkscrew. That gets it close to the back of Paulie Dog, who will want that podium position. He will want that podium finish. So it's a key question of just how much power and talent these drivers have at the end of the race. As Ace Killer 15 looks to attack as much as he can, gets very wobbly on the outside there, getting into the slipstream, going down this long straight towards the kinking curve and the chicane at the end of the circuit. Paulie Dog has looked a bit out of sorts at that part of the circuit, so Ace Killer 15 has a chance to attack. Well, again, the power down here. Paulie Dog really under pressure from Ace Killer 15, who's a bit too far away to have any kind of look at the chicane. But again, Paulie Dog seems to favour the outside line, which slows him down. Oh, shaming the grass on the outside there from Ace Killer 15. That was remarkably close going into the final corner. Gets a great opportunity here. Decent line required. Gets a very smooth exit, Ace Killer 15. So this is his chance. Meanwhile, moving further forward slightly, Diogo Pinto leads from Skanky Puppy, so Diogo Pinto has yet to stop. That's going to be the key question. Just when will that happen? Because at the same time I said that, Flipper Racing has tapped into the box saying Pinto has not pit. Well, if he does not pit, he might find himself going under a steward's inquiry again. Last week he was disqualified, tragically, for failing to take the start properly and not pitting. So the precedent has been set. XciteRacingLeague 15 get a decent run at the inside down towards this tight uphill hairpin. Just not quite got the traction to attack there. XciteRacingLeague 15 really doing all he can to get out as much as possible, really attack, really get himself back into the shot window. But Paulie Dog is doing a monumental performance so far, keeping that vehicle behind, really attacking as much as possible. Here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia, we're into the final quarter of the race. Unbelievable stuff here. Skanky Puppy can only look on. Diogo Pinto, me last, right on board the front with him. Yes, Ace Killer and Paulie don't not have collisions just yet. Dio still stays out. He's still not gone into the box. So he's not got long left now, because we are into like the final 8 laps. So he doesn't pit in the next 7 laps. He's going to have himself in serious hot water with the stewards. Oh, big collision there at the wall with Ace Killer 15. And well, that kind of sums up just how much he's attacking, how much he wants that podium finish, how much he needs these points. XciteRacingLeague 15 get a decent line up the inside, trying to attack the chicane bend. Great opportunity from XciteRacingLeague 15 there, as once again Paulie Dog got to the wide outside area. Really likes to take the high ground, but it doesn't seem to be yielding much grip there. I'm really surprised that he's not taking the traditional tighter line, going under the Tiger Bridge into the final hairpin corner, or 90-degree corner rather than hairpin. And you can see that XciteRacingLeague 15 just closing the gap that little bit. Still not been able to set his fastest time. His last lap was half a second quicker than Paulie Dog though, so he's definitely got the pace on Paulie, and Paulie will be very nervous about that, because obviously the last thing he wants to do is keep getting into battles. We see with Diogo Pinto and with Wisner just how much of his race that compromised, getting into those toe-to-toe battles. XciteRacingLeague 15 really attacking as much as possible into this uphill hairpin on the assault as much as he dares, getting his maximum power from this V8 Ford Falcon up here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia, live and exclusive on Twitch.tv. This is XciteRacingLeague PlayStation 4 GT and Blue Ribbon Race Circuit season. We are halfway through the season after this. We've got a long way to go before that 2-hour stream at the end of the season in Le Mans Prototypes at the Circuit de la Salle in France. But before then though, we're here tearing up the mountains as we got Diogo Pinto in the lead at the moment, but has he yet gone into the box? That's the key question. Coming up to the final part of the line, Skanky will be in second, Paulie Dog in third, being chased very, very hard indeed by XciteRacingLeague 15 into the corkscrew. Getting a decent line there, keeping the tyres inside the white line beautifully. No penalties pending for that. Great corner use here, using as much of the tarmac as he's legally allowed to. Just not close enough to get to the attack down at the moment. Skanky Puppy in second place, but Dio has once again not gone into the pits. He's leaving it very, very late here. We saw in 2010 was Sebastian Vettel managed to get himself on the podium at Monza by managing to get a set of super soft tyres, go from the start to the finish and pit on literally the last lap. Maybe Diogo Pinto is planning the same thing here. It's potentially suicidal, but if he can make it work, that's all that matters to him. XciteRacingLeague 15 trying to take that more traditional line through the chicane. Get a bit twitchy on the inside with the amount of power and torque from the V8 engine, and he's really attacking the back of Paulie Dog, who's been resolute, really strong in his defence. It's been very much a case of you shall not pass. It's been very, very good performance from Paulie Dog. The mid-packer today have put on an absolute clinic. Despite it being a reduced grid here tonight at Bathurst, we still see an absolute classic. And needless to say, we'll be doing all we can to get this on the YouTube replay for you guys who've not been able to watch it live and be able to treasure it for years to come. XciteRacingLeague 15 looking at the back of Paulie Dog. It's this uphill fast sweeper. Is he going to be able to find the line that Diogo Pinto used so effectively? Well, he's got a better line, a better traction, but there was no way to affect the pass. Heading into the uphill hairpin, is he going to fancy a look round the outside of Paulie Dog? It'd be NASCAR style. He's just not got the traction, but can he cut back? Can he get the extra grip? No, the undulations of the curve there just prevented him getting the maximum out of it. Club dink on the brakes, going over this fast sweeper. Nowhere near the wall. Great driving. He's right into into the toe now of Paulie Dog, really under the wing of that Ford Falcon V8. Great opportunity now for Ace Killer 15 to haul himself onto the podium, irrespective of Diogo Pinto, heading towards the corkscrew. Really getting the power down, really getting on all out assault here. Great line through there, shaving the grass on the inside, getting a smooth line for the second part of these downhill S's. Absolutely beautifully taken, heading into this very tight, very blind hairpin corner at the end of Sector 2. Going on a slightly wider line there, Ace Killer 15 trying to get better drive off the corner, and I think it may well have worked. He's got great traction right into the slipstream now, and Paulie Dog is under real pressure here as Ace Killer 15 goes all out for this podium position. He wants to overhaul his way, gets into the slipstream. Paulie Dog hugs the outside corner. Surely he's not going to think about an inside pass there. It's a bit too tight, and then Ace Killer 15, unsighted by the move, has to get on the brakes a bit too early. But Paulie Dog still refusing to let him through here. Meanwhile, up ahead in the meantime, has Diogo Pinto gone into the pit? Still not gone in. Diogo Pinto is really cutting this fine. We've only got about 5 or 6 laps left here at Bathurst, Australia, and after that, if he's not pitted, he's going to be in very hot water indeed. It's a hell curve. What's Ace Killer done? He's gone wide. Ace Killer has gone far too deep into the hell curve, and he's granted some critical breathing space to Paulie Dog just when he didn't need to. With the sound of that engine, has that Ford Falcon developed a problem? Ace Killer 15's car does not sound healthy. Even or it's just a game, you tell me. Moving further forward, Skanky has just gone through the corkscrew now. Diogo Pinto already through the blind hairpin, well on his way to the start-finish line. Again, he has to go into the box. He has to stop. If he does not stop, then I don't know if it's going to be a ban. I don't know if it's going to be a penalty. I don't know if it's going to be timed. I really don't know. It'll be up to the stewards, but it's hardly likely that he'll get away with it, because it is written in the rules that you have to pit. You have to stop for... Well, you have to stop the car. It's just part of the touring car rules. Oh, Ace Killer did get a bad blow there through the middle of the corkscrew, like he got too much grip and ended up going to the inside. Really got that wrong there, but he still managed to keep with Paulie Dog. So Ace Killer 15 doing a great performance here in this absolutely beast of a car. Lots of power, very little grip. Dio has once again gone through. Skanky Puppy has pitted, so Skanky Puppy is effectively our leader at the moment, because unless Dio goes in and does a lightning fast stop, I don't see how he's going to come out ahead of Skanky Puppy. And if he doesn't stop, I don't see how he's going to be classified. Ace Killer 15 heading on to the final corner, trying to get into the back of Paulie Dog. Really attacking as much as possible. That gap's kind of opened up here. Ace Killer 15 getting very twitchy. Maybe he's taking a bit too much life out of those tyres. We're into the final 4 laps. Almost at the end of this long stream tonight. We're almost on our way. It's been a real grueling performance from these guys. They've had to work hard. They've had to dig deep. And so far, they're doing a great job. But Ace Killer 15, I'm not sure if he's lost confidence, I'm not sure if he's lost downforce, whatever it is, he's just not getting as close to Paulie Dog as he was throughout the rest of the race. So Ace Killer 15, well, I don't think he'll be settling back for 4th place, it's too early to say that, but it's a question of whether he's going to be able to get close enough to attack. Moving further forward, Skanky Boy through the corkscrew, and Diogo Pinto through the blind hairpin, moving back through the field. White's the 3. He's actually closed up to the back of Ace Killer 15. Well, now that's interesting. Well, oh, it's not. It's just delayed footage. I was like, hang on, that's not right. Now I know it was wrong footage. Typical. Football 6/6, number 1 in 6th place. Dan RC 2010 7th, and then Jamie F430 all the way back, and then you've got us, the steward and the commentator, back where we belong at the back of the grid. So Ace Killer 15 going through the corkscrew, attacking as much as he can on the back of Paulie Dog. Paulie Dog's been tremendous this race, really shown what it takes to be a defensive driver and to go wheel to wheel in an online league. Oh, Ace Killer 15 once again clattering the wall, really still liking that, and yes, we're for racing, I know. Pinto has still not boxed, and he's in danger here of getting disqualified because, oh, well, that's interesting. Skunky Puppy's back in. Skunky Puppy is in for a second pit stop. Well, that's really interesting. Skunky Puppy is two-stopping. Why is Skunky Puppy coming in the final 6 minutes? Has he come close to running out of fuel here? This is absolute drama. Yeah, he's gone straight back out. He's not gone for any tyres. There's a splash and dash. But this could be a dramatic end to the race here. Skunky Puppy's going to come out. He's going to have about 5 seconds on Paulie Dog. He came very close to that. Maybe he just wanted to get himself that extra buffer, get those extra bit of fuel in there just to make sure that he was going to make the flag. That could have been an absolute catastrophe if he had to stop longer. He did very, very well to get away with that. Great driving for Skunky Puppy. Meanwhile, that's free Diogo Pinto up. But again, as has been commented by Pinto, as has been commented by Flipper, he's not yet stopped. So it's still a bit too early to say that he's the race winner, because if he doesn't stop, he will not be classified. H-Call 15 had a great opportunity going up through this blind uphill hairpin, trying to attack as much as he can on the back of Paulie Dog. These two have been stuck together ever since that pit stop, where H-Killer 15, oh, big clash with the wall there, from H-Killer 15 taking a leaf out of the book of Diogo Pinto. Really got that wrong. Meanwhile, Diogo Pinto now just coming down the final straight, so keep an eye on him and whether he goes into the box. Paulie Dog will be happy to gain a little bit of breathing space on him. Meanwhile, Wise the 3 is settled into 5th place. I don't think he's going to be trolling any further up the field at this point. H-Call 15 and ahead of him, Paulie Dog. Closest guys on track in terms of racing, but it has quietened down as we enter these final 5 minutes here, so potentially disappointing. Now, Diogo Pinto just coming off the final chicane. Is he going to go into the pits? No, he isn't. He's still not boxed. So, unbelievably, H-Killer 15 and ahead of him, Paulie Dog, could both end up on the podium here, because if Pinto does not stop in the next 1 or 2 laps, he will not be classified. Of course, the steward in the race will have also seen this, so multiple times this will have been kept attention of in terms of who's where and what's going on. And H-Colour 15, looking at the back of Paulie Dog, has actually fallen away from him. He's just not got the pace in the car. And it's a question now of whether H-Colour 15 can keep those tyres to the end of the race, because if he doesn't, then he's going to find himself in some real trouble. Round the board with Paulie Dog, just see a bit of difference in the racing styles here. And you can see Paulie Dog has comfortably got the car in front now. Looking at the actual lap times, last time a 2:16 from Dio. I got 2:16. I didn't see Dio go into the pits, so that's a very slow lap time. A 2:12, including a pit stop from Skunky, a 2:07 from Paulie Dog, and then a 2:08 from H-Killer. I wonder if Diogo Pinto just drove through the pits, because a 2:16 is very slow. Well, I'll be up to the stewards to take a look at. I'm not passing much further comment on that, because I didn't really see what was happening. So meanwhile now, H-Colour 15 going over the inside of this blind crest, getting as near to the back as he can of Paulie Dog. Paulie Dog's really found some resilient pace here. Right at the end of the stint, he's found that extra level of performance just when he needed it. Into the final 2 laps now here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia. And you can see that H-Colour 15 doing all he can to attack the back of Paulie Dog, but Paulie Dog has been a man on a mission. He's been so resilient, so focused, and he's not been intimidated. He's made the odd mistake, and Jamie F430 gets way out of the circuit there, gets way out of the way to allow the guys through. So that was great driving from Jamie F430 there. As H-Core 15 gets into the slipstream now behind Paulie Dog, the closest guys on track, heading down towards the final chicane and the final 90-degree left. An opportunity here, and H-Core 15 knows if he wants to guarantee a place on the podium, he has to pass Paulie Dog, because he can't rely on any penalties further up the field, because we still don't know what the results are going to be. H-Core 15 has got to do it on the track. Oh, big mistake! He rode the outside curve and lost track, and Paulie Dog's in! Paulie Dog is going into the pits with 2.5 minutes to go! Well, what on earth is this about? Paulie Dog is in the pits, he's gone back in, and that's robbed him of a podium finish. because it's potentially possible now that Wise the 3, in fact, there he is. Wise the 3 will not be able to believe his luck. He's going to get past Polydog more than likely. Let's take a look at this. Polydog's just going out of the pits now. Wise the 3 has just gone through the unbelievable farmers here. I don't know what the hell happened, but that is, Polydog will be livid. He was on for a guaranteed 3rd place and is now down, unbelievably, in 5th. However, comment on the stream is saying that Diogo Pinto has been disqualified. Well, he's still showing his own track at the moment. But, oh, what was that there from Jamie F430? Caught it by accident. He's actually spun himself out. And interestingly, Ace Killer is ahead of Skanky. How did Ace Killer get ahead of Skanky Puppy? Jamie F430 is waiting for a gap in the traffic to spin that car around, and now's his chance. Indeed, he's got it going again. So Wise the 3 will be very fortunate. Skanky Puppy in 3rd. I don't know how Ace Killer has got to 2nd. I don't know what happened there. But Diogo Pinto now, judging by the time here, can I see shades of Michael Schumacher at Silverstone all those years ago? It was in the year 1999, or no, it would have been 98, sorry, when he went into the pits and served a penalty after crossing the line. If Diogo Pinto doesn't... Oh, no, it's irrelevant. Diogo Pinto did not pit. Well, drama here, because that may mean that Ace Killer went from being on for a 3rd position to an out-of-nowhere victory. Just to show it's not over until the checkered flag is out, there is your proof. Ace Killer 15 crosses the line, and I don't think we're going to have to worry about the lap time here, because you can already see that Skanky Puppy has gone through. Wise the 3 in 4th position, and then Polydog, well, I'm unsure what happened, but he's down in 5th place. The Unix Monster simply saying, what's he doing? I can only assume you're referring to Polydog, and the answer is, I do not know. But that's 5th place obtained by him. Football 67601, he'll be happy to have got the car home in 6th place. As Dan RC 2010, oh, big collision! Big impact! He's hit the wall, gone flat full onto the front end, and that has pretty much damaged his car. He was very lucky, and he's speared off. He's speared off the circuit. I wonder if he's got a steering problem here. Trying to get back over the gravel. Dan RC 2010. Well, talk about dropping it at the worst possible time. Football 67601 has gone through hell curve, so he is now definitely out there. And Jamie F430 is retired. So Dan RC 2010 is going to limp home. And he's going to limp home with almost no front end, no steering arm, no windscreen, blood, pus, court case, the whole 9 yards. He's going to have it all hanging out the front of his car, but he's going to pick up 7th place despite a late incident that's dramatically robbed him of his, chance to get closer to the guys ahead. He's still finishing a faster lap than Football 67611, but other than that, not much to write home about. So that's pretty much the final classified positions in terms of crossing the line. However, for me, I get the feeling that we might be seeing a steward's decision that says Ace Killer is going to be the victor here, because of the fact that I did not see Dio pit, but I did see that anomalous lap that took 2 minutes 16 seconds. Now, was that a case of him diving straight into the pits, or was that driving straight through? Either way, that is pretty much the results here at this week's race in Bathurst. The drivers will have to obviously wait for the news as to how the final results are going to be classified by the stewards here, but ultimately it's a race that's lived up to its hype. The Bathurst 1000 tribute, we put it on for an hour. It's been heavy high racing. You can see that Jamie's classified as DQ there on the pits, which is a bit unusual. So anyway, what a race, what a show. We're going to be back next week with another race round here, live and exclusive on twitch.tv. Back to GT3 next weekend. I've been Peter Marcroft. You've all been brilliant. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.